All right, let's talk about a project with a goal so ambitious it's almost hard to believe, building the world's most trusted network. It's called ENTIFY, and their whole mission is to completely flip the script on what digital trust and identity even mean. So let's dive in and see how they're planning to pull this off.
So this quote from ENTIFY's own white paper, it just nails the problem, right? The digital world has become chaotic. Anyone can pretend to be anyone. Just think about your own experience. Fraud, hacked accounts, scams, that constant feeling of who am I really talking to online? That chaos, that's exactly where this whole thing begins. So, to fight back against this crisis of digital trust, ENTIFY is proposing a system that's, it's a huge claim. They say it can create mathematically guaranteed security. That's a bold statement, right? So let's really dig in and see what that actually means and how they think they can do it. Okay, so at the very heart of all this is a concept they call human-centric cryptography. And the core principle is actually really simple when you think about it. They're saying, hey, your digital identity, it shouldn't be handed to you by a company or a government. It has to come from you, from a conscious, living person. This is their first big step towards what they call real digital freedom.
And this is where it gets really interesting. What does human-centric cryptography actually look like? Well, get this. It completely throws out the window all the stuff we're used to. Passwords, seed phrases, all of it. Instead, the root of your digital identity becomes your conscious intent, your actual physical actions, and your one-of-a-kind biometric traits. It's you, literally.
So, how do you create this identity? You don't just type in a password. You perform what they call an activation ceremony. It's a three-step process. First, there's the proof of life affidavit. Basically, a legal declaration you sign saying, I exist and I own my biometrics. Then, your handwritten signature, your autograph, with all its unique data, becomes your public key. And finally, you create 3 secret hand-drawn magic symbols. These are your private keys. The big takeaway here is that this is not about convenience. It's a conscious, deliberate ritual to create an identity that is truly yours.
Okay, so we have this powerful human-based identity. But where does it, live? Well, it's all anchored in 2 physical devices, a wallet that you use every day and a vault for ultimate long-term security.
Think of it like this. You've got the ENTIphone, which is your wallet. It's the device you use for daily stuff, communicating, paying for things. It's online, convenient. Then you have the ENTIcard. This is your vault. It's deep cold, meaning it's completely offline. No Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, nothing. Its only job is to hold your unchangeable master identity key. This is the kind of thing you might only touch once every few years for super high security operations.
But why 2 devices? Why the complication? Well, it all comes down to a core security principle. Safety requires separation. It's the same logic used for things like bank vaults or even nuclear launch codes. The idea is simple. If someone steals your phone, your wallet, they still can't get to your master identity because that's safe and sound on your offline vault. It's designed to make true identity theft pretty much impossible.
All right, so we've got the human-centric identity, and we've got the 2-device hardware system. But how does it all connect? Let's talk about the network technology that's supposed to make this whole ecosystem both private and, unstoppable. The first piece of this puzzle is the ENTIFY mesh network. This is really cool. The idea is that every single ENTiphone acts as a node in this giant decentralized grid. This means you can communicate directly with other phones without needing cell towers or even an internet connection. And the best part, the more people who join, the stronger and more resilient the network gets. The other major piece of tech is what they call evolving keys. This is absolutely central to their whole security model. So instead of having one static password or key that can be stolen and used forever, your cryptographic identity is designed to grow and change with you, kind of like the rings of a tree. For every single interaction, a temporary, short-lived key is created and then immediately thrown away. All the while, that main master key, it never, ever leaves the safety of your offline vault.
And here you can see how it all comes together. That master identity key, the absolute unchangeable root of who you are in this system, it lives right there on that physical offline ENTIcard. That's the anchor. It's what makes this whole dynamic system of evolving temporary keys not just possible, but secure.
So, when you put all these pieces together, the human-based identity, the 2-device hardware, the mesh network, you start to realize that ENTIFY's vision is way, way bigger than just a secure messaging app. Their long-term ambitious goal? It's to build an entirely new parallel internet.
And their roadmap really spells out just how massive this ambition is. They're starting with the identity layer. Then they plan to deploy a mesh ledger. It's a kind of blockchain that runs directly on their network. But get this, it's proofless. It's not secured by burning tons of energy, but by the mathematically guaranteed identities of the people using it. From there, in 2027, they aim to launch the Internet, a sovereign internet just for verified users. And the final goal by 2030, something they call ENTIFY World, a complete, self-sovereign digital civilization with its own finance and unstoppable communication. It's a lot.
And this quote really sums up the why behind the whole project. For the people building it, ENTIFY isn't just a new way to log in. It's not just about better security. They see it as a mission to restore individual autonomy, to give you, the individual, true ownership over your identity, your data, and your privacy.
Look, this whole project is a huge swing, and it raises some really profound questions. Imagine a world with no bots, no fake accounts, no massive companies harvesting your data, no single point of failure that can be shut down. That's the vision. So I'll leave you with this to think about. What would our digital lives actually look like? What would they feel like if your identity could be mathematically, absolutely guaranteed,